Hello, my name is Darcy Lutzinger, and I'm the director of Avert. Avert is active violence emergency response training. We want to give people other avenues and other alternatives to the conventional models currently being used for active shooter and active violence response. Typically, people learn the concepts of run, hide, fight. We teach people how to evade, escape, and attack. What we found was people would go, okay, if I gotta run, where do I run to? We teach them where to run to, what to hide behind, what possibly will stop bullets. And then if they have to fight, and it is your very last option, we actually do weapon disarming drills that are simple yet very effective to do. It's not intimidating, it's not scary, and when you walk out, the two things that are constantly told to us is I feel more confident now and I feel empowered.
I was truly blown away by it. I've never experienced anything like it before. It gives you real life scenarios, real life situations, but it makes you comfortable. It does not matter your background or where you've come from or who you are. Everyone can do this in a comfortable setting and still walk away feeling effective and knowing that they can do what they need to do to protect those they love.
We've taught Avert to a number of different organizations, healthcare, hospitals, schools, colleges. We've taught this to businesses, churches, concert venues, stadiums. You can take these skills and they transcend anywhere. Avert was developed simply to save lives. I started out as a paramedic. I worked on an advanced life support ambulance, certified firefighter. I also was in law enforcement for 27 years. I retired as an executive lieutenant. I was the commander of our SWAT team for the last 10 years. After that, I went to the private sector and I started working, developing executive protection programs for Fortune 500 companies. I have a lot of experience in law enforcement, obviously, but really I surround myself with really great people. Avert was created by experts. We really spoke to everybody, and this is something that I would teach my family.
My name is Lindsay Gietzen. I'm one of the directors of Avert. I'm a physician assistant and I worked in emergency and trauma medicine. I also practiced in neurosurgery for quite some time, and while I was in neurosurgery, I was a part of a team that did groundbreaking surgical procedures in the United States for the first time. My PhD is in educational evaluation and research. I'm currently a professor at one of the major universities in Metro Detroit. Avert is very different from other programs because it has such a strong medical component in it. The medical part of Avert is really where I focus and am a subject matter expert. I take all of my background in trauma and emergency medicine, and we take these skills, we make them simple so anyone can learn how to do them. Another reason that Avert is so unique is because it's scenario-based training. And from an educational standpoint, we really took a lot of time to make sure that we appealed to all different kinds of learners. So we look at the visual components of learning as well as the interactive scenario-based training. So we wanted to make sure that Avert could be taught to anybody and that anyone can learn these skills very easily.
Quite often, public safety agencies, including law enforcement agencies and fire departments, will contact me for information on how they can better respond to these types of incidents. One of the things I like about the Avert program is its ability to whittle all the information out there down to the vital information the participants really need to survive these types of emergencies. I will make site visits to the locations of these attacks as soon as possible after the incident and glean as much information as possible from the emergency responders, from the survivors, so I can pay it forward in an instructional environment. In my travels, people often ask me which active survival programs I recommend. In my opinion, Avert is one of the top active violence survival programs in the United States today.
I've got 15 years of emergency experience, starting in EMS and now police, fire, and EMS responder. In the public safety world, we get there as fast as we possibly can, but sometimes that's not fast enough. So it's very important everybody have the knowledge and the capability in times of need.
In a major traumatic injury, you could bleed to death in as quickly as 3 minutes. So it's really important to us that our participants know how to save a life, and Avert gives them the skills to be able to do so.
Any person can be a hero, right? Any person has the ability to save a life.
So I've not seen a course out there, I've not taken a course over my 26 years of law enforcement experience that taught about bleeding control. And that's one thing that Avert does. With their TAC pack, it teaches you how to apply the tourniquet, how to apply pressure. To me, it's just so easy and simple. Anybody can do this program.
I've personally have 2 TAC pack saves, we call them, where we encountered life-threatening bleeding. We was able to stop and control it. Avert and TAC pack have numerous documented instances where it has saved lives.
As they've studied previous school active shooter situations, it wasn't necessarily those individuals who were shot, but yet the ability for emergency response personnel to get to the injured that took their life. Over 400 of our employees, both professional and support staff, were trained. So by training our teachers on the bleeding control and implementing the TAC packs in every classroom and office space, and then gang boxes in our, in our large meeting areas, we had staff members and parents, desiring to get a TAC pack to keep in their glove box. That was that real life application that isn't afforded in many of the other comprehensive, active shooter training models.
As a mom, I think that it's important for children to learn these techniques as well. It's easy for them to learn. I think that Avert is the best training option out there available to everybody.
To me, as a father and a law enforcement professional, I just think it's imperative that people are equipped with the right knowledge, tactics, and equipment. These types of incidents can happen anywhere, anytime.
I think the difference of life and death is a difficult conversation to have when we talk about kids in school. I want our staff empowered that it's their responsibility, and I know our teachers feel that way. That's a tremendous amount of pressure. Our trainers were excellent in kind of making sure that they kept the mood light, and the confidence just comes, as you go through. We found it pretty easy.
So currently, we are offering authorized Avert certifications as instructors. You do not need to be a police officer. You do not need to be a first responder. We're asking for people that have the capacity to train other people.
I'm actively looking towards being a authorized Avert instructor. I believe it's the most important thing you can do. To me, it's the best form of education you can get, because there's gonna come a time where you have to protect those that you love and those you care about. You can't wait to make a phone call to do it. There are times where you gotta react right then, right now, and you need to have the tools to be able to do so.
Our Avert experts have worked with countless organizations across all industries. We offer several single-day courses each month for people who'd like to become an authorized Avert instructor. Or we can provide live, on-site training directly to your entire organization. So get in touch with us today so we can help you save lives with Avert.